we are going to open within this 2-day balance, and overnight inventory is short but balancing. Early Asian session tried lower, and Europe basically reverted and is balancing within value area of last 2 days. If we look also with overnight, it doesn't change at all, and if we merge those two profiles, it looks good to the downside, but upside doesn't look finished. So for example, if we try to copy this one and move it here, we can see that doubling the balance area would get us around all-time highs, and this is not any precise estimate, but just easy to gauge the potential upside. And going into today's session, I will be treating it similar as yesterday, because overnight was balancing within yesterday's range. So I'll be trying to enter on breakouts of those zones, and for potential move to the next target or below, we would be challenging the gap, and maybe we will fill the half gap. And I just noticed that those levels line up very precisely with my expected move that I derived from options market. So it is quite amazing how this lines up. But if we won't break immediately and trend outside of this inside day and inside overnight range, I will be looking for rotational trades back to the middle, and the middle is a little bit skewed to the upside, so from the lows there are bigger risk reward opportunities than from the upside, because from the upside we might be risking, for example, 5 points to get, I don't know, 7, and from the lows we would be getting at least twice as much. So I should be targeting more plays to the long side. If we start breaking lower, this can bring some bigger move, of course, because then we will be having a failed breakout above this daily bar, and then if we find acceptance here, so if we start printing double prints and so on, then the next expected destination is lower part of this value and lower part of this balance. So we might traverse entire range from yesterday, which was 32 points. So certainly possible that we might trade it today, or even higher, given that last few days were bigger ranges, so we might see even bigger than those 30 points. If we break above overnight high, I'd like to see a pullback, so I can enter, for example, around here, or if we break stronger, I'd like to enter on pullbacks to yesterday's highs. And similar to the downside, if we slowly trade around the lows, then break it, I'd like to enter on pullbacks, for example, from yesterday's lows or from overnight low, targeting the gap, the half gap, and then gap fill. I'm not sure if we can stay within this range, so we should, maybe not the best word, we certainly can break either to the upside or to the downside, and given that last days were P-shape-ish, I think that we might see another P with higher or overlapping to higher value. If we trade lower, I'm not sure if there is some bigger downside. Maybe doubling this balance zone would bring us here, but I'm not seeing any catalysts that we can get any serious selling. We are around this level is our weekly 1 standard deviation up from implied volatility estimations from Friday, so we are holding this area so far. We didn't break it, and there are 2 more days that we can challenge this area, and if this zone is broken, then next one is another 40 or so points higher. So this is certainly a battle zone, but I'm not sure if this will break or not. I just have to observe the market and how the session develops.